So good afternoon, and how are you? This is Luciano Santini, and I know that I haven't put out a video in quite a bit of time now. It's been a while. But what I want to talk about today is different types of leadership styles. One of them is the dominance, and the other one's a prestige. And which ones do you use better? Which ones do you work under a lot of pressure or no pressure at all? And it just depends on how clients. It depends on how your own staff are reacting to the way that you are treating them. So one of the things that I like is in dominance, and this is from leaders who get into so much into their position, I guess, and their power of position as opposed to really leading people from a point of view of treating them like adults and not kids. And I have to say that, one of the things that I talk about under dominance is that when leaders try to push people because of their position of power, is that they push and they assert themselves, they become very aggressive, and you really use that role as the boss, and instead of helping people and really showing them how to do things correctly, they try to push them by coercing them with a threat of, I'm going to punish you or you're not going to get that promotion. And in meetings, if you notice, one way to really figure them out is that in meetings they do most of the talking, right? And may even lower their pitch, like, oh, hey, and I mean this because, and it's really weird to actually see somebody in action to do that. It's actually, to me, it's actually kind of funny to sit there and watch this, but what they do that because it's a way of them showing and intimidating. It's a way of using intimidation, I guess, because they intimidate others by when they do that. And they also they crave power. That's one of the things they push for their power. And simply, you ask yourself why. Well, it's because power allows them to make decisions knowing that their subordinates will fall in line. And it's really crazy to, like I said, to actually watch leaders like that in action, because they push and they push people based on fear, knowing that, well, they show their position, they show their power of position. And just like in the old days, I am the boss and you do as I say, which is really one of the worst ways to manage. In today's world, you don't do that anymore. You try to manage people's knowledge. So the prestige uh, management style is a little different, because it means more of helping people, influencing people, displaying signs of being a wise manager, of really being a smart manager and a knowledgeable person with actually having the expertise to move forward on a project, and actually, trying to help people by actually being a real role model. So it kind of, this kind of style allows people to show others, even in the absence of a formal authority or power. They don't go by that. They enjoy being respected and admired, but they're not really interested in dominating other people or having power over them or getting their way all the time. It's more about working side by side with people, and they often allow others to set the course. Why why sometimes in subtle ways they'll direct people, but not really telling them what to do, but they'll actually direct them and actually help them. Now, I can tell you that there's different types of strategies or different types of management styles, and to be honest with you, none of them are really better than the others. Some leadership situations call for dominance, where others call for prestige or to actually help and teach people. So, in order to be an effective leader, you need to be able to look at the situation, diagnose the problem or situation, and adopt whatever leadership style you believe is going to work best for the type of person you're working with, or a type of company, or a type of group, or whatever the situation may be. So sometimes a good leader will switch back and forth between any of those styles to really help, build a culture of better leadership. It just depends on the situation. So in all reality, no style is better than the other, but the difference is that the leader has to know what style to use and for what situation. And of course, a lot of the times a good leader always motivates and influences their staff, or approaches things from a whole different perspective, and sometimes from perspectives or points of view that people haven't seen. Strategies come out of all this, but the one thing is that a good leader also allows their staff to have their input, and show empathy, show a way of to recognize a new suggestion and not shut it down. Recognize people, that people are people, and not teach them or lead them the wrong way, but actually listen to them and be open minded to any type of situation, to any type of new suggestion, if you will. Because believe it or not, sometimes people will come out with the brightest suggestions to solving problems. But the thing is that as a leader, you have to be able to listen. So remember that, and I hope that this helps you out a little bit. If you're a leader, or if you're in some type of position of power, is try not to lead by the position of power, because all that's going to do is create some really bad situations, some bad relationships, as opposed to being the type of leader that you're going to listen to people, be open-minded to suggestions, and allow people to show you, to sometimes even teach you new ways of looking at things from different perspectives. So with that, my friend, this is Luciano Santini. Good luck, and I hope that this helps you out.